Good morning, family. My name is Reverend in Training, Avery Babon. Welcome to the Living in Light Church, which is an independent spiritualist church. Our Sunday service is on the first. Can everybody hear me, by the way? Because I am a little bit far away from the thing here. Our Sunday service is on first and third Sunday of each and every single month. Please turn off or silence your cell phones or put them on vibrate, as we do not want them interrupting the service. Once again, I am Reverend in Training, Avery Babon, and I will be chairing the service for today. We have coffee and bottled water in the back of the church available to us. And the restrooms are in the left-hand corner if you exit the building and go to the left. Next to the right as you go out the door. We welcome you to browse our selection of library books in the back as well. And we ask for a $1 donation to check out our books. They may be kept for 6 months at a time. We have healing books in which you are welcome. We have a healing book in which you are welcome to add names of the people who you would like to see receive healing. Opposite of that page is where you can put the names of those who have crossed over to the other side recently. If you are new to Billets on the third Sunday, that is where you can ask a question of spirit, written on a piece of paper, not folded. You then identify the paper with a personal symbol so that you know when your question is being read anonymously. You may, but today, we will be, since this is the first Sunday, it will be messages of spirit. Let us now stand and sing the opening hymn, and please remain standing after the song for the invocation. Today's song will be page number 155 in the garden.
Come to the garden alone, the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear calling on my ear, the Son of God exposes, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy He shares is tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of His voice is so sweet, a bird touch their singing, and the melody that He gave to me within my heart is ringing, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share is very there, none other has ever known. I say, Lord, with Him, though the night around me be falling, and as if we go through the voice of woe, His voice to me is calling, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share is very there, none other has ever known.
Infinite Spirit, all-pervading love, you who are beauty, the light and the wisdom of life, we pray that all of us assembled here today may be responsive to the rays of spiritual light, that each heart may be open as a flower to the sunlight, that in the expansion of love within we may contact the realms of truth and power, give to our waiting hearts the gift of understanding. Amen. You may now be seated. And now we will read from the principles, the declaration of principles. And these declaration of principles can be found on the inside cover of the hymnal books, beginning with number 1. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith can constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after a change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We affirm the moral responsibility of individuals, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes proven through mediumship. These are very powerful affirmations to remember and to go by, and I inspire each and every one of you, family, to walk with every single one of these principles through your day. And I inspire you to take at least one of these principles and walk with one of these principles and think of them. And now we will continue with our spiritual healing service, which will be led by Reverend Sandra Deckinger.
Good morning, everyone. I want Miss Tim going to play.
We need to discuss that. Tim, are you going to do a song first?
You're the boss.
Okay, then I guess Tim will do the song first. Are you going to coffee?
Kind of hard to hear me over.
While Tim is getting ready, fill in the healing book.
Enough of the chatter that comes from the world every day. It's time now to listen to what the silence has to say. Whatever the challenge I may be moving through, I let my new vision be where life is moving me to. So I'll begin right where I am and celebrate the chance to grow, to let spirit be alive in me everywhere I might go. Dropping all burdens, anxieties, doubts, and fears. Knowing the truth, I let them all disappear. Solid facts become fluid, obstacles fall away. The dark night of the soul has no place in the light of this day. So I'll begin right where I am and celebrate the chance to grow, to let spirit be alive in me everywhere I might go. A new day, a new chance, and it all begins with me. Everything I expect is a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I'll begin right where I am and celebrate the chance to grow, to let spirit be alive in me everywhere I might go, to let spirit be alive in me everywhere I might go.
Thank you very much for that. We have a healing book for those who are unable to attend. I have it up here, so if you want to sign in any names that you forgot, it's available. As part of our service, we're going to be singing the healing hymn and reciting the healing prayer. And then I'll ask the spiritual healers to station themselves at the healing chairs. And those of you who wish to have healing, please come up. And if you are unable to get to the healing chairs, just raise your hand and someone will come to you. Please be aware that healing is about working energy provided by spirits who have been chosen to healing mediums to send their spiritual energy. In order to become a certified healer, practicing healers need to provide at least 3 affidavits. And if you've received any benefit from our healing, we ask that you fill out one of the affidavits to help them. Currently, Avery, Charles, and Sandra need these affidavits. Now, please remain seated while we recite the healing hymn to bring us into a higher vibration of space and energy. And that's healing hymn number 109. And I'm probably going to sing it because I've been doing it for so many years, but we can also say it together. Are we going to have a healing hymn?
Yeah.
He healeth me, O blessed thought, O words in heavenly comfort brought. Whate'er I do, where'er I be, still 'tis God's love that healeth me. Lord, I would
to bind me closer still to thee, since 'tis thy love that healeth me.
And now we're going to recite the healing prayer, and it can be found in the healing book, hymnal books on the very first page. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body, and to restore them to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. I now ask the spiritual healers to take their place behind the healing chairs. The chairs are now open. The healers may ask your permission about the laying on of hands and will only touch your shoulders. If you don't feel comfortable with this, please let the healer know, and they will adjust themselves to make no contact. Begin to relax yourself. Take a deep breath and allow the tension to release from you and to sit and go into space. As this tension leaves your body, it becomes the flow of your full spiritual self. A white light begins to envelop you, and it completely surrounds you. On the outer edge, there is a green light of healing that begins to glow. Now you have two different lights surrounding you. The white closest to your body, and a layer of green around that. Look around you. You're going to see a temple. It has a beautiful pink marble temple, and it's devoted to you. As you continue to relax, the picture becomes closer to you. You see a marble staircase that descends down to you, inviting you to take a step up. Now, as you put your foot down, begin to walk up these marble steps. As you ascend, say to yourself, every part of my body is in harmony with the universe. My organs are in tune with the vibrations of the God of the Infinite. When you reach the top steps, go to the entrance, and the doors open to you. Cross the threshold, and you begin to see big murals on the wall, like in a museum. Then you begin to notice that these are depictions of your life, moments in your life, of a history of what is past. You can see yourself as a child, happy or sad. If you see a sad time, wave your hand over the image to make it appear happy. Walk on. Now you become a teenager. This is where you began to form ideas of what you would and should do in life. Any unsettling time, again, wave your hands and make it a happy time. Go to the next mural and see yourself in the 20s. Maybe at a time you had a dream of what you planned, but it's changed. Life is an adventure. No matter how these events occurred, use your hand, place it on the mural and make it right. Any unpleasant experience, change it into a pleasant one. These changes will not make what happened change, but it aids in the consciousness of your soul, how things could have been different, and what you could have been done with them, with the knowledge of now you present. At last, you now come to the end of the hall and to the last mural. It is blank. Place your hand on this mural and ask that the future brings you abundance and guidance and the road that you must take to achieve your goal. This path is free and real. It is by doing what the image will be fulfilled. Ask that it be for good and that for the good of others. And now, turn to see another place, an altar, which is another image of you in your highest level, one that is happy, content, brighter, full of purpose. There are no doubts. This is the image of your higher consciousness. This is the person you are, what is hidden to you. Remember, you carry this person wherever you go. Now turn to the doorway whence you came. Be a reminder of where your strengths lies. Descend the steps, taking with you that which you are God, and you feel what you are now in control and not a victim of your life. Return to this room, fully alert and with knowledge of who you really are. Going to take a moment or two to bring yourself back to this room and remember all the events and the changes that you put in progress. As a tribute to those who have passed over, I'm going to say their names. And now our healing list for the month of March. We'll now take the healing energy that is in this room and send it to each and every name that is on this list. See them whole and happy and surrounded with healing love. You also ask that you send your healing energies to the children of the earth, to Mother Earth, to all those in need, and to all of those who are responding to those who are in need. They need energy as well as those who need to be healed. This concludes the healing portion of our service, and the healings are dismissed. Remember, if you received a healing today, ask the person for a healing affidavit, which are in the back, and they will sign it. Thank you.
And we're going to have one more song held by Tim before we move on to our regular service.
God is love in the world by means of me. On this day I decide that I will be a great channel of love for all to see. God is love in the world by means of me. Peace abounds in my world by means of me. On this day I decide that I Peace abounds in my world by means of me. Joy expresses itself by means of me. On this day I decide that I will be a great channel of joy for all to see. Joy expresses itself by means of me. Great channel of love for all to see, 'cause God is loving the world by means of me. And so it is.
Okay, thank you very much for the beautiful music there, Tim. And now I would like to recognize our speaker for today. Today's speaker is Reverend Bob. Give him a round of applause. He comes from us from our church, obviously. We know him very well. He helped build this church, or not build this church, but create this church. Our local church has been around for what, 3 years now? 2 years? 3 years now. Wow, how about that?
We're getting old.
So yeah, we're definitely getting old. At least we don't have any gray hair yet. I don't see any. So anyhow, let's give him a wonderful round of applause by singing "Beautiful Isle of Somewhere." We're gonna, I think that, yeah, "Beautiful Isle of Somewhere," page 28.
That's not it.
Somewhere the sun is shining, somewhere the songbirds dwell, such in a Saturday timing, God lives and all is well. Somewhere, beautiful isle of somewhere, and the truth beautiful isle of somewhere. Somewhere the day is longer, somewhere the task is done, somewhere my heart is stronger, somewhere the burden's gone. Somewhere, beautiful isle of somewhere, land of the true, where we live anew. Beautiful isle of somewhere, somewhere the load is lifted, what's my somewhere the clouds are lifted, somewhere the angels sing. Somewhere, beautiful isle of somewhere, land of the true, where we live anew. Beautiful isle of somewhere.
Beautiful Isles of Somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's been raining outside, but if you take a look out the windows right now, it really is beautiful right now. And by the way, 3 years, we're still a baby, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so now I'd like to recognize Reverend Bob Ingold.
Well, thank you, everyone. It's like, yeah, it's kind of interesting that the sun's come out just now, because it kind of involves the beginning of my talk. Because you wake up in the morning and you can hear the songs of the birds. It's like, oh, that's so nice. It's a nice morning.
But I gotta say, you brought up the spirituality.
I guess I did. I guess I did.
How about that?
So you hear these birds chirping outside. It's like it just raises your mood. The sun is shining, and it's gonna be a beautiful day. What are you gonna do today? Think about that. What should I plan to do today? Maybe I should go to the beach or have a picnic. It's like, and then you remember, darn it, it's Sunday, I have to go to church. Which brings up the question, why do we go to church? And it's the title of my talk. It's kind of interesting because we canceled church services just 2 weeks ago, so it's kind of weird that this is coming together. We'll be talking about that later during announcements. So why do we go to church? That's a good question, isn't it? It's like, well, you want to get in heaven, don't you? It's like, so that's the entry price for getting into heaven. So we have to go to church. Is that not a good enough reason? Okay, what else? What else could make you want to go to church? I got it. If you don't go to church, you'll be damned to hell for all of eternity, and God will be angry with you. That should bring everybody to come on in. Thankfully, this religion does not believe in that sort of thing. That's what a lot of religions preach, though. You must do this. You must do that. There are over 4,300 religions in the world, and the majority of them have some kind of rules that you must follow in order to be saved. Each of them tells, back up a little bit. I did a little bit of research, and the majority of them have rules that you must follow. I did a little bit of research, and if we could get representatives of all the religions to come in here and spend 5 minutes explaining their religion, it would take, at 24 hours a day, we'd be here for about 149 days, solid. But to be realistic, we're not here 24 hours a day. We hold services twice a month at roughly 2 hours per service. It would take about 75 years then if we did that. So we better get started. We'll bring in the first one. If each representative could claim their door to God, they would say that this is the true God, above all other gods, behind this door, the door right behind him. Then the next representative would come up and do the same thing, pointing to their door, which is over there, because that's our door. That's where the true God is. God is behind that door. Even the atheists would have a door, but of course they would tell you there's nothing behind it. So you have this wall with thousands of doors on it. And while each church leader tells you their tale, nonchalantly, you back up to the wall, see if anybody's noticing, and you take a peek behind one of those doors. And there he is. There's this ominous God, this light, this throne of glory, everything that you would expect and more. What a sight to behold. You then close that door and you wonder what God looks like behind the other doors. So you take a peek behind another door. It looks like the same light, the same glory. So we try coming over here. Maybe the Buddhist one, they're going to be different. You open the door, it's the same thing, this beautiful light. And then you take a peek farther in and look back, all the doors are going to the same place. And that's the problem with religions. Everybody thinks that it's their own special way. But all of these ways combine together to become the one same way. So why do we go to church? God does not need us to go to church. He is already omnipotent. Our going to church does not elevate him. We do not have a fear gimmick to make you come. No one points an accusing finger and claims God will be angry with you if you don't come. Our beliefs have dismantled this meaning of hell, so we can't use that as a threat. So why do we go to church? Actually, there is a reason. Society is losing its higher purpose in life and becoming unhappy. There is the constant hustle and moving from work to home and then back again. And in the Bay Area here in particular, you're expected to work overtime. There's always someone trying to sell you something and bombarding you with ads. And if you didn't need it, they will come up with a reason why you should. We live in a high-tech center where the electronic gadgets come from. You buy a brand new smartphone 400 and show it to your friends, and then they show you their smart 500 phone. And it just came out a couple hours after you bought yours, making you feel like an idiot. But rather than be happy with what you purchased, now you want to go and get the smartphone 600 to show everybody else up. People are so caught up in this rat race and becoming more unhappy. This area is so high priced now that people can't afford to live here anymore. And while the negativity begins to expand, we need a place to take back control of our sanity. So what can we do to return to that higher purpose? Where can we go? What if there was a place that we could go to that showed us how to get back to a higher spiritual path? If there was only some place that we could go to, someplace, somewhere, I've got it. We can come to church. Our attendance at church services does more than just rekindle our spirit. The act of going to church demonstrates to our own souls that it is ascending to a higher spiritual path. It proves to all that witness our attendance, and not just the congregation, but to all the spirits who are with us, that we believe. We care enough to share ourselves in this service. Can you imagine how depressing it would be to give a service to an empty room? Your attendance gives us value. Can you imagine if there was only one person to come? Your attendance gives value to each other. We are all sharing and giving comfort in the fact that we all believe in something that is greater than religion, spirituality. To be filled with gladness that we came today, not because we have to, but because we want to. And we want to be with those who believe in the same thing. And even if we didn't really want to come, we did it for others so that they would not be alone. People are starting to turn away from religions and searching for something better. I was curious and looked up on the internet on various websites that focused more on spirituality than religion. There was a discussion on the topic of, should we go to church? And here are 4 different excerpts. God does not care if you do not go to church. Every time I've tried to go to church, it turned into a nosy gossip fest. And who's got the most money? And where do you live? And what kind of car do you drive? I don't need a bunch of self-righteous people following me into the parking lot to see what car I get into. It just didn't work well for me. So I don't go. I also agree that with the other person that said, they are not God and can't tell me what God thinks. But I finally found a nice church where they don't care about anything. They are just happy you showed up. And they are nice and they don't judge. Churches who judge people are not the way to go. I am also glad that our church doesn't do that we don't judge. Each of us is unique with different tastes, styles, and beliefs. It is the goodwill that exudes that counts. The second one was, going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than going to a garage makes you a car. Have you ever run into a person who was kind of rude, kind of a jerk, and judgmental, only to find out that they go to church? I kind of take a double take when I find this out. Do they even listen to the messages? The third one, I believe in God, but I don't think that a church can tell me what God thinks is right, what is wrong, and how to live my life. Only God can tell me that. They're not God. I know that I am a good person, and I have a strong faith in God, so I don't need a church to reinforce that. We can't tell you what to believe. That has to come from you, and you believe it in your heart, in your own heart. If there is something that you disagree with, you don't have to throw everything out. And the fourth one was, I was once asked by an elder why I was a member of the church that we were members of. My answer was that I was forced into becoming a member because that's what my parents wanted for me. And as long as I lived in their home, I had to do what they said. The elder told me that I was totally wrong. And the reason why I was a member was because our religion was the only true religion and all the other religions were false. I read a book about a woman who had a near-death experience. While she was on the other side, she asked, why are there so many different religions? The answer came back, because there are so many different levels of understanding. I immediately realized that all religions had a legitimate claim to exist, and the religious wars were a complete waste of time. So why do we go to church? It's a positive place to relax every other week. Relax because we are not surrounded by people who believe that we are wrong and we will go to hell. It is a place to surround yourself with people who motivate you to be a better version of yourself. And that is the reason why we come to church. So thank you. Okay.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Now let us come to church more often. All right. We now ask for the donation for our church collection basket. This money goes towards rent of the space and any other expenses that we incur. Your gift is greatly appreciated. Infinite intelligence. In the spirit of unconditional love, we give thanks for the generous gifts we have received this day. This offering will work to ensure we continue to gather in your name. May these supporters also receive abundance in their lives. We ask that you bless this gift, this congregation, and this church. Let it blossom as the sunflower to do well. Amen. So the speaker for the next service will be Sandra Deckinger, Reverend Sandra Deckinger. We invite each and every one of you guys to be members of our church. If you're not a member yet, the annual membership is $15 with the right to vote in the elections. Books and literatures are in the back of the table, brochures and flyers. We have seances and memberships, mediumship circle classes, and then let's see, do we have any membership in board meetings?
I don't know. I'll have to look at my calendar.
Okay, we will check our calendar and get back to you guys on that.
Not the membership meeting, that happens in January.
Oh, that does?
Yeah.
Okay. That happens in January.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a rummage sale coming up on May 22nd, 2025. And the location of that will be 6350 Rainbow Drive. And from
It says March 22nd. Is that?
March 22nd.
Oh, he
yes.
said May. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it March? I read that wrong. Sorry. My apologies. March 22nd. So it'll be 6350 Rainbow Drive, 10 to 5 p.m. in San Jose. Membership dues this month, $15, and public seance will be April 26th. So if you guys are interested in attending the public seance, please make sure you sign up. For that. And let's see, anything else? I was supposed to be at the last mediumship Exzel, but unfortunately the tables were sold out before I got a chance to get a table. It happens, and so I will make sure I don't get sold out for the next table. So I will let Reverend Bob talk about this one.
As far as the rummage sale, we have flyers in the back. They look just like this. And we're asking people to donate items that they want to get rid of. We'll try to sell them at the church. We'll try to sell them at the rummage sale. And if they don't sell, you're going to have to take them back, because otherwise we're stuck with it. But the idea is to be a fundraiser for the church.
And it's going to be held at the New Community of Faith church themselves. They're the people that we give the clothes to when we have our Christmas clothing drive. So they have their own church too. And it's a Baptist church, but we're going to be combining forces. So it should be pretty good. It should be pretty good. I have a couple flyers here. Robin had come here. She had given a talk. She holds these classes, and so I have the schedule here if you're interested in doing that. Let's see, March 3rd, well, that's tomorrow. There's a meditation class. There's an energy, medicine, and intuition class on March 22nd. Hey, that's the same day as our rummage sale. And then ghosts, guides, and angels. How do we know the difference? So the only problem is they're not around here. Like she has one in Ben Lomond and another one another one's in Ben Lomond. The one tomorrow is in Capitola. But I'll have these here for you in case you're interested. I told her I would tell everybody about this, so it's only the right thing to do. I wanted to get into the reason why we didn't have church last time, because I'm the one that canceled it. I put out the emails to everybody. We hold a weekly seance with Avery attends it, Elisa attends it, Stephen attends it, and we were told that there's going to be a major storm, roads would be closed, and it's like nobody's going to be able to get to church. So based on that, I canceled that, even though the weather was showing it wasn't going to be bad at all. And I'm like, well, the Spirit knows better than we do. And of course, on that particular day, it was actually kind of a nice day, even nicer than today. And it's like, darn it, I canceled it. So the next time we had a service, next time we had our seance, we're going to find out, hey, what's going on? Well, it turns out the night of that seance was a full moon. And being a full moon, some of the spirits that are regulars, they're Native American, and they participate in some kind of festival, a full moon festival. And they said, well, we're going to be going to that, so we just came in to say hi, and we're leaving. Okay, so they left. Well, when they left, they were our protection from spirits that have lower standards, I guess you could say. And so one of them came in and did that, told us, he gave us his messages. So he was just a troublemaker. And we didn't know. So in fact, he did not want to be identified. Because we usually identify going through the alphabet. He didn't want to do that, whoever the spirit was. And so their spirits were, at the next seance, when our spirits came back, they told us that, well, we're sorry that this happened because we're not going to do this again. This won't happen again. It's like, this is what happens when you have high-level spirits that leave and don't provide protection anymore. Then anybody can come on in. They said every time that we hold a seance, there's actually a light that's being generated that other spirits can see. And when they can't, it attracts a lot of different spirits. And so our main guides are there to protect us from the lower level spirits. So they may be present, but they're not allowed to participate. So apparently that's what happens. So that's the reason why it was canceled. We have the psychic fair coming in June 22nd. March 22nd is a rummage sale, but June 22nd is going to be our Spirit Psychic Fair. It's going to be on a Sunday. It has to be on a Sunday because Saturdays the parking lot is now full for a farmer's market. Because I went one Saturday and said, how bad is it going to be? It's pretty bad. The lots are just full. Nobody can get in. So it has to be on a Sunday, but that's going to be in June. There'll be more announcements coming up, and I'll have to invite people to come. It's going to be in the multi-purpose room, just like it was last year. So it ought to be pretty good. Let's see, what else?
That's the fourth Sunday.
That's a fourth Sunday? I didn't count the Sundays, but somebody knows. The fourth Sunday then.
So we don't have to cancel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, we wouldn't do it. We wouldn't cancel church for that. No. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to tell you that during one of our seances, there was a spirit that came through. Actually, he went into trance through Avery. A while back, almost a month ago now, we had that big accident with the airliner and the helicopter that crashed into each other. The pilot of the helicopter came through, and he was very despondent. He felt so guilty at what had happened. He's like, it was an accident. He saw the plane at the last second. There was nothing he could do, and they had to crash. So he felt terrible about it. And I didn't realize it. Lisa's the physical medium. She's the one that picked up on it. He hadn't transitioned all the way to the other side. And so that's the reason why he was feeling so guilty. And so she's the one that told him, you need to go towards the light. Do you see the light? He said, yes, I see it. Go towards it. And then when Avery came out of trance, he could tell that this spirit had left, had gone to the light. And there was other spirits with him that were victims of the accident, and they followed him. So they all went over there. And I know that the following week, the following seance, I asked, is the pilot okay? And the spirits that were with us, they said, yeah, he's doing fine now. So that's good. Okay. Before we close our announcements, there's something that I would like to say. Renee has become a member of our church, and we have a certificate for her. We usually go through this little ritual, so I would ask Renee to step up here. You can stand right there. And this is about admission to our fellowship. When Christine did this, I didn't read this stuff because I thought it was too. There was too much. There's too much going on. It's like things like it's like you will follow this church or you will die or something like that. Like it was too overbearing. That's what it was too overbearing. So we changed the text. And so I would like to ask Renee a few questions, if she doesn't mind, as becoming a member. Are you satisfied with the truth of spirit communication accepted as a means of uplifting to humanity?
Yes.
Yes. Will you pattern your life on the principles of right, honor, and truth?
Yes.
Will you aid and assist those who are in need of spiritual consolation insofar as you are able to do so without injury to yourself or others?
Yes.
Will you cheerfully support this church and promote harmony among its friends and members? Yes. Okay. Do you accept the beliefs of the Declaration of Principles?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you. And I would like to shake your hand.
Yes.
What?
Come in the back so she'll be on camera.
Okay. Come. Yeah. All right. Let's go back. Yes. So again, I would like to thank you. Thank you for becoming a member of this church. And I have a certificate. It looks kind of like this one. It's got your name on it. The certificate to show that you are a member. You can hang it on the wall. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for becoming a member.
Definitely. It's a great church.
And the dues for this month.
Okay. I have some money.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I will return it back to Avery.
Can we pay the dues by our credit card, or it has to be cash?
Credit card, yeah. I think it has cash or check. I think that's it.
Okay. And today is going to be the message portion of the service. We have myself, we have Lynn. Sandra, do you want to do messages today? And we have Bob. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 people today. So 11 divided by 2, 4. 2, 4. Okay. I have messages that I have to get across right now, so I'm going to go first if that's okay. Okay, is that okay? Because Spirit is really pushing me. So I will go first. Good morning, family. It's an honor and a blessing and a pleasure to serve Spirit. I have to come to you first. Yes. And how are you? I have your Native American Indian guide here. And as I step in with your Native American Indian guide, he kneels with you and just looks up at you. There is blue energy on one side and there is orange energy on the other. And there's no more questioning. There's no more questioning. You have to utilize your healing energy to the best of your ability. Does that make sense to you? No more putting it off. No more putting it off. There are people that you need to send that healing energy to. I feel like, no, I don't feel like. He says there are people, and as a matter of fact, he says you need to be doing this. You need to be putting your hands up and sending that healing energy to someone in particular in your family, as a matter of fact. And you need to send that healing energy to this person. There's been a little bit of frustration that's been going on. But you need to send that healing to this person. And they're not specifically giving me specifics of who it is, but you need to send that healing to. And whatever that frustration is, you need to put that aside. And you just need to send that healing to them and send them love. And all is well. And don't second guess yourself. And I'm going to say, God bless you. Love and blessings. Does that all make sense to you? God bless you. I have two others that I have to get out. They're pushing this out. I want to step into your rate of vibration, sir. Yes. Hi. How are you? Great. As I step into your rate of vibration, I am wanting to go into your father's rate of vibration with you. As he steps behind you, he's directly behind you, he has a fishing rod. And as he takes his fishing rod, he casts it directly out. And it's going directly into the water. There's a heavy line, and it's got a metal, it's got a metal heavy, it's got a metal on the other end. And it goes deep within. I can even hear it splashing in. It's going all the way deep in. And he says, you've been fishing. You've been fishing. And he says, you've been fishing for something. You've been fishing for the answer. You've been you've been looking for the answers deep in the water. And he says, you've been trying to reel it in, and every time you've been pulling it out, you haven't been getting that answer. You haven't been getting that answer, and it's been frustrating you. So you've been pulling it back in, and yet, oh, here we go again. So he keeps throwing it in there, throwing it in there. He's patting your shoulder right now, and I can see him, okay? He's patting your shoulder. He says, slow down, son. He says, slow down, because the answers are coming. He throws it back in there one more time. And he says, this time, as he's reeling it back in, the answers are coming. He says, the answers are coming. But this time, you just got to reel it in just a little bit more slowly. Because that fish that you've been looking for, something will bite. You understand what I'm trying to say? Okay. All right. And I'm going to leave it there. Because that's all he's telling me. Love and blessings to you. And he's patting you on the shoulder again. He's saying, just take it slow. Just take it slow. Slowly roll it in. Reel it in. Love and blessings. God bless you. And I'm going to come into you.
Avery.
Yes.
Today's his birthday, my birthday.
Is it really?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Wow, look at that.
How beautiful is that? Wow. Thank you very much for that. And I'm going to come into your rate of vibration. Hello there. As I step into your rate of vibration, I come in the color blue. As a matter of fact, there's blue rose petals or blue petals, flowers, blue petals, flower petals. And I see you walking the path with these petals, okay? And your mother is taking you on that path with these petals. And I don't, and you're just walking it nice and even flow, nice and even flow. And I want to say that lately things haven't been so even flow for you, okay? But I feel like you've been a little bit wobbly on your feet. It's a little bit wobbly on your feet, but she's saying just walk that path. You're on that right path. But for some reason it's just been a little bit wobbly, but keep going, okay? And she says, and what I'm being shown is you just have to push away the obstacles that are in your path, because there are obstacles that are in your path. But you're meant to push those obstacles away, because I'm seeing things in your way, and they're frustrating the hell out of you, okay? But they're just meant for you to push it away. They're challenges, okay? But it's okay. They're to test you, to test your strength, to test your spirituality, if you will, okay? But don't give up, all right? And I know that there's been times where you've fallen spiritually, but don't give up. Keep going. And trust. I'm going to leave it at that. God bless you, love and blessings. You're very welcome. And the next will be Lynn.
It's okay. You can just sit here. You can sit. Okay. Good morning.
Morning.
Nice to get a wonderful mediumistic message. It means a lot.
Thank you very much. I
It means a
appreciate it.
lot. And I have a spiritual mother whose life just before was associated with rose petals.
Oh, wow.
And blue is my favorite color.
Oh, wow.
So thank you so much.
Wow. That's very validating.
Thank you. As a matter of fact, may I come to you?
Yes, you may.
All right, just open your hands. Thank you. Say your first name.
Avery.
I see you with two or three large steps that they're showing. You've had to take some steps too. And they're not low. You have to, when you get to one, it's a big step. And then you kind of gain that step. And then you get another one. Does that make sense?
It feels that way.
About 3 or 4. And you have to take time to level and gain. And they're saying that the steps are not going to be so big soon. You're going to notice the summer months and going into the later part of the year, more harvesting what you've been working on.
Okay.
So it should be getting better for you. There seems to be a man in spirit. I don't know if you know him. He might have had darker hair and somewhat similar to you. That is. He's saying, that's just allergies. He's saying that he has his hand on your shoulder often. And when you're kind of on the edge of one of those steps, you know, if you're going to fall down or step up, he's just moving you. So he is with you and may not be known to you in this life, but he's calming and he's soothing and he's fatherly and he's really moving you. There have been many wonderful mediums, they're saying, but you are natural born medium. And
Thank
there's
you.
natural born, and they want to leave you with that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all right. I come to you.
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
If you could just open your hands and say your first name. Could you say your first name? Okay, at this, I see kind of a dove, and the dove is sweeping upward. There's a lot going on for you in your spiritual career, really, a lot. There's some things, just earthly things, they're kind of small and appear like nuisances in a way that are not part of that path. And occasionally you get fatigued and you need extra rest to deal with those other things as you're taking on more energy, it seems. And it seems like there's a triune energy of three spirits in feminine, they were feminine in form, who are with you. And that helps you very much when you're doing your interpersonal readings. They're very helpful. There's an energy of three or three with you, and that's with you. You had some powerful lives, recent lives, in leadership of metaphysical churches and movements in the last 200-300 years in our country. They're wanting you to write a bit. There are a lot of things you know and you follow every day, and they may be simple steps, but we don't know how to do it. And if you could make like a little chapbook with these steps, it would be very helpful to others. And it isn't going to get less busy. So you do need those rest times and the balance physically, because there's going to be a lot of and happy accidents and happy coincidences that are part of the guidance coming in for you now. Okay, you're welcome. May I come to you? Could you just say your name, please? They're showing a lot of calm and smooth roads, and you are finding yourself called to be a spokesperson now as world conditions unfold. But you're learning to discern where you can make a good influence and where it is really not as beneficial to you. And so anyway, it feels like things that beset you a couple of years ago have pretty much smoothed now. And you have paths and areas of participation that are fruitful, that are harmonious. Your general health, energy, and of course we don't diagnose, but it feels good. It feels overall good. Taking in a few more things, you're really headed toward longevity and can help other people with some of the things you do that keep your body balanced and your energy. And that's a good thing for you to teach. You do have some books in the past that could be put out, and they're saying don't rework them. If you look at them again, just say that's how I did it, and that's how I'm going to put it out. And just let them be available. Do not rework them. There's plenty for you to do now. And they're very happy that you're here. Very happy. It's a blessing for you and a blessing for everyone else. Thank you. Is that about enough then? Thank you.
Go ahead, Bob. Okay. Hello, everybody. I don't know why, but I want to go to As I close my eyes, I can see your jacket. It's very poofy. And it gets even poofier as I close my eyes. Now that I'm thinking about it, it gets even poofier and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's like it's insulation. It's creating insulation for you. You need to insulate yourself. And I'm not talking about temperature, I'm talking about from negative influences. So you need to protect yourself from that. So that's the reason why I'm getting this insulation, a lot of insulation. So you need to take some responsibility for that, not just be a victim. And now I see you're scattering something. Just like you're waving your hand over. It's like it's like you're putting out seeds. It's like no, there's seeds, but they're for other animals. It's like you're feeding the birds. It's like you're scattering it out so the birds can come and eat. Okay, and what does this mean? The nurturing of wildlife, of nature. You're participating. I would think about doing something like that, if you're allowed to, like with bird feeders or something like that. Because you're helping nature along. That's what I'm seeing. I'm being encouraged to tell you that you should do something like that. Anything else? Rain, sun. I'm getting more sun than rain. So there's good days and bad days, but I'm getting a lot of sun. Summer's coming. Anything else? Just brush off the bad stuff. It's like you're brushing your pant legs to get the dirt off of you. So again, there's that responsibility, taking responsibility for getting rid of the negativity. So that seems to be reinforced. And I believe that's the message, okay? Can I come to you?
Yeah.
Okay. You're wearing that black shirt with a big white California on it. And it's about the contrast between black and white. You're not a person that sits in the gray. Things are or are not. There's not a lot of gray in between. And I get the impression that you really stand up for what you believe in. As I say, this is the way things are, crossing my arms, it's like, that's the way it is. That's the impression I'm getting. But there are some people that are around you that don't feel the same way. So you have to maintain some tolerance for that. That's the message. Tolerance of other people, because the California is being replaced with big white words, big white letters that say tolerance. So you would think you know what's going on in here because this is about you, but other people think differently. You just have to allow them their space. And that's the message. Okay. One more. Wait, Sandy, you should come up. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm done. Thank you.
I put my sunglasses on, but I forgot to, and I left my other ones in the car. Well, who hasn't had a reading yet? Oh, okay.
The microphone closer.
It's pretty close to it.
Okay.
I'd like to come to you, please. Good morning. As I come into your rate of vibration, there are several people standing behind you, and they're all of your healers, and they have their hands on your shoulders. I feel that one of them is from a higher vibration than your usual healers. This gentleman is from I would say, the 5th or the 6th realm. And when you go into your healing sessions, please ask that the most divine and sacred healers come to me, because it is time for you now to move up. You've been working on this plane. You are now going to be able to pull in healers from a much higher realm and a higher vibration. And as you do this, please thank them for coming. And also, when you're finished healing, pretend like there is a big mesh in front of you, and that when you bring yourself back, that you only bring yourself back, that you don't bring anything else or any of the things that you've encountered during your healing sessions. You only want to bring back your energy, not anyone else's. And I'm going to leave that with you. I know this is an impediment. I'd like to come to you, please. Two Moccasins is here, and he says he's very pleased with the music that you present, and he likes the guitar, but he was wondering if you have ever worked with the drum. He's saying that the rhythm and harmony of the drum will be able to raise your vibrations. You've been working with tones and music, but the drumming will also be a help to you. And this doesn't have to be too much. You don't have to go into it full time, but try it. Expand yourself. The rhythmic harmony will be able to get you into more of a trance state, and you'll be able to pick up more information, because there are still a lot of songs in you, an awful lot of songs. I see like a filing cabinet over here full of them. Remember though, how to pass them on to others. You have to pass your music on to others, because that's one of your jobs that's here on the earth plane. If you don't understand any of this, please see me afterwards, because all he's doing is he keeps he keeps using the drum, and I'm seeing it's a Native American drum and drumstick, and I'm going to stop right there. Oh, hello. I come into your rate of vibration, I'm giving a sigh of relief, because there is a lady standing behind you, and she's saying to me that, you know, you're done. You've done enough for all the other people. It is time for you to start doing things for you. You've always been a help. When someone was in need, you were there. Now it's time for you to put 2 feet on the ground and start standing up for yourself, and stop giving so much of your energy to other people. She's telling me that I'm seeing a garden, and there's a row of flowers, and also some veggies in there. And this lady loves to go out with you and work with you with your hands. And she's saying that don't keep the flowers just to yourself. You can give them out to other people, and that's a way of saying your love just as much as giving all of your energy to that person. You can say, I love you with the flowers. She's very pleased with you. And she's also telling me that there were events in the past that keep coming back to you. Well, she would like you to cut them. She says, because they're not doing you any good now. Why are you bringing them up? It's just making you feel worse whenever you think about them. Just get rid of the ties. And and you haven't had a message yet.
That's okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone.
Okay. Dear angel guides, may your sweet peace remain with us until this life cease. Then bear our souls to that bright shore where loved ones meet to part no more. Good day, dear friends. Good night. Amen. All right, that was our benediction, and I'd like to thank all of our mediums for their readings today, for the readings today, and We'll see you again when we reconvene in 2 weeks.